see. Wow, why is it looking dark? Why is it looking dark? I don't know. It's not actually that dark today. Why is it looking dark? Oh, that looks done. Not too bad. Claire, good morning. Lovely Claire. Did you enjoy your yin last night before bed? Brenda, good morning. Hello, Sue. Good morning, good morning. I don't know why it's looking so dark. Is it dark your end? Can you see me? Maybe it's just not picking me up yet. Can you see me okay? Just give me a thumbs up if you can see me or if it's too dark, because I don't know why. My screen looks so dark. Hey Sarah Hogans, hi Valerie. Okay, jumping on, thank you. Guys, let me know if the screen is looking okay. I actually got my elbows on the floor. I'm doing it tonight. Okay. Can see you okay. All right, thanks Claire, thank you. It just looks really dark my end. Hi Grace. Hi Frida. Hi Caroline. Susie's watching. Hi darling. Okay, cool. All right, good. I don't know why it's looking. Anyway, don't matter, does it? Let me put that flash thing on. What does that do? I don't know. I don't know what that does. Me and technology, we're not great, you know, technology. Hi Ruth. Hello Claire. Hey Sylvia. Okay. Hope those of you that did yin yesterday enjoyed it. Hi Arlene. Hello Jane. Okay, what time is it? It's 10, I think. 1 minute past 10. Monday morning, new day, new week, another step closer to freedom. How do we feel about that? Excited? Who's got kids in Spain? You're all out yesterday for your little hours exercise. Hi Judith. Morning Claire. Hey Claire, where's Ali today? Not seen Ali drop in. She might be teaching, not sure. Okay, so today. Oh, Jan, there's Jan. Happy anniversary, Jan. Nice, and Sylvia. Okay, so yeah, last week I put a little post on, a little funny post of crow pose, and I said, who wants to have a go? And Jan said, yeah, let's try. So today we're going to try. Hi Helen. So if it's your first time at yoga, so I know we've got a couple of people, yeah, you're just going to watch this one. Helen, don't let this class put you off, Helen, right? We are going to try a little arm balance this morning. We've not done an arm balance in our practice for all of these 33 days, so this is 34. And I just thought we'd have a little fun today. It is quite strong in the arms. Oh, Ali, just talking about you. Nice of you to join. So we're going to be doing quite a lot of strength work in the arms, right? So you might not be used to being on your wrists. We need some hip opening. We need some core strength. So it's a lot to get in our 30-ish minutes. So we're going to go straight in and start with our sun salutations. So those of you that have been in for the last few weeks will be really familiar with our sun sals now, and you know that I change them up a little bit. Sometimes I change them up a little bit, throw different things in there. When we do our sun sals today, I really want you to focus on how we lower ourselves down when we come into from our plank to cobra, because that is going to be really. Yeah, okay, Katie, take it easy. You can do a lot of the prep work with it, and then I've got an alternative to do, which is recline crow, for those of you that don't want to come onto it and take pressure on the shoulders. So I really want you to focus on that transition from your cobra today and really notice what's going on in the arms. So we really want to be arms and elbows into the rib cage. You need your shoulders. I'm going to put a lot of pressure in, so you're really going to your arms, your hands only ever come shoulder distance apart, and you feel this connection with your upper arms and the rib cage every everything is drawn in, and you almost feel like you're balancing your rib cage on your arms, right? So we really want to think about that transition as we go down. So we're going to start with a few sun salves, and we are going to work from there. So Katie's got a little injury, so those of you that do have any injuries in the shoulders or the wrists, please do take it easy. Obviously I can't see you, so you know, come down onto the elbows if you need to, rather than using the wrists, or use the fists rather than using the hands. But let's go, let us go. So starting facing the short edge of your mat. Again, making sure there's lots of space around you, in case we do fall and crash, which is not uncommon in yoga practice, okay, because it's not yoga perfect, remember. So, starting from the short edge of your mat, find your Tadasana, your mountain pose, your stability, feel your feet grounding into the floor, feel that connection, draw the energy up the legs, pelvic floor lifted. Just take a moment here to feel connected with your mat and connected with your practice. Take a few deep breaths in through the nose and exhaling out through the nose. So we breathe in and out through the nose during our yoga practice. Inhaling, exhaling through the nose. Bringing the hands together in prayer. Exhale completely, and let's go. Inhaling, reaching for the sky, lift the heart, soften those knees. Exhaling, fold forward from your hips, hands to the floor. They come shoulder distance apart, and this is where they're going to stay. Right leg, big step to the back of your mat as far as it will go. Bring that right knee to the floor. Lengthen the spine, lift through the crown of the head. Let those hips drop down and forward. Open up quads, hip flexors. Lengthen the spine. Don't get lazy here and collapse over that leg. Lift and lengthen. Tuck those back toes. Lift the knee. Step back with the left foot into plank. Belly is in. Remember, half plank is always here for you with the knees on the floor. Okay? So stabilize through the shoulders, turning the back of the arms towards the back of your mat, pull up the belly, and then that little shift that we talked about the other day, so your shoulders, so you're pushing into your, what are they called, toes, you're pushing into your toes, so the shoulders come in front of the wrists, drop the knees to the floor, now squeeze those elbows into the rib cage. You want to feel your rib cage. And start to lower with control your chest down to the floor. Your hips are still up. Notice right angle in the elbows. Elbows are off the floor. Chest comes all the way down. And cobra. Peel that heart through and up. Drop the hips, lift the heart. Shoulders, shoulder blades sliding down towards the bum. Tuck the toes, lift the bum. Downward facing dog, not upside down feet. Pulling in the belly, hips are high, and again those triceps turn towards the back of your mat, head between the arms. First downward dog of the day, you might be feeling tight in the hamstrings and the lower back, so let's just walk it out here. Take your dog for a little walk. Dropping one heel, the other heel, bending the knees, moving through the ankles. And then your right leg is going to step to the top of your mat. Any way you can, bringing it all the way back up. So your hands have stayed in place and your feet have travelled up and down the mat. Let the hips drop forward. Lengthen the spine. A few breaths here, just notice how it feels. So if any of you joined my yin yoga last night with the hips, you might be feeling this a little bit today. You might feel a little bit more open, or you may think, oh, I feel all stretched out. Tuck the back toes, lift the knee, step it forward and fold forward. Relax the neck, knees are soft. And then on your inhale, push into the feet, lift the eyes, lift the heart, lift the arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands down. to the sides. Inhale, palms together. Exhaling. Inhaling, reach and lengthen. Exhale, fold forward from your hips. Left foot to step back. Drop the knee, lift the chest. Shoulders are back and down. Neck is long. And right leg, stepping back. Okay, stabilize through the shoulders. Belly is up. Thighs are lifting. Knees might be on the floor. Okay, that little action. Push it forward. Bring the shoulders forward. You're up on your tippy toes. Drop the knees down. Pull the belly up. Squeeze those elbows in. And gently lower your chest. Halfway. Just bring it halfway. So your elbows are at a right angle. Squeeze those elbows into the rib cage. And then lower all the way down. Inhaling. Lift the heart. Pubic bone down into the floor. Shoulder blades back. Tuck the toes. Lift the bum. Downward facing dog. Left leg stepping to the top of your mat. Right knee to the floor. Lengthen the spine. And right foot stepping forward into your forward fold. Hips are high, knees are soft, neck is relaxed. Inhaling all the way up, the eyes, the heart, reach the top. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, palms together. Exhaling. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold forward. Right leg step back. Knee down, spine lengthen. Left leg step back into plank. Knees to the floor, bum is high. Chest to the floor, nice and slow, really slow. Squeeze those elbows in. Squeeze, 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 and lower the chest. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, downward dog. Hips are high. And right foot to step to the top of your mat. Left knee to the floor. Lengthen through the spine. Left foot to step forward. Take a forward fold. Inhaling all the way to the top. Exhaling, hands down. One more, just like this. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling, lengthening. Exhaling, fold forward. Left leg stepping back. Bring the knee down, lengthen the spine. Right leg to step back to plank. Ready? Should be feeling it in the shoulders now. Come forward, drop the knees, lift the bum, squeeze the elbows in, and gently lower for 5, for 4, for 3, squeeze for 2. Last one all the way down. Inhaling, cobra. Exhaling, downward dog. Left leg to step forward. Right knee to the floor. And right foot to step forward into your forward fold. Inhaling all the way to the top. Exhaling, hands down. I put the fire on this morning because it was a bit chilly. I'm going to turn it off. And I'm going to take off a layer. So, oh, that means it's going to get hard. Okay, one more. We've got a little change, a little add-on into our sun salutation. Hands together. Inhaling all the way up. Exhaling. Inhale to reach for the sky. Exhale, fold forward from your hips. Right leg to step back. Knees down, spine is long. Few breaths here. Okay. I'm going to stay here. This is our change. I'm going to bring that left hand inside your left foot. So both hands are onto the inside of your left foot, the big toe side of that foot. And then your left, squeeze it towards that left shoulder. So you're really squeezing in. So I'm just going to turn face on. So both hands are inside the foot here. And instead of that knee dropping away, squeeze that into the shoulder. You're going to feel your adductors working, these muscles on the inside of the thigh. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. We want to feel that connection. At the same time, trying to push your shoulder into your leg to push your leg away. Your leg is pushing into your shoulder. So you've got that little resistance going on there. This is the action we're going to need when we come into our crow posture. You squeeze the hand to the outside, tuck the back toes, lift the knee back, come into your plank, forward. You can take the knees to the floor like we have been doing, or you can come down into your full chaturanga so you can keep the knees up, and you bend those elbows and squeeze in, squeeze in, squeeze in, and then all the way down. Inhale, lift to cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Get that nice length in the spine. Right foot stepping forward, left knee to the floor. Okay, we're going to do the same here. Right hand on the inside of that right foot. And this right knee, we're going to squeeze it into that shoulder. And at the same time, we're trying to push the knee away with the shoulder. So get that resistance. Feel those muscles fire up on the inside of the thigh. Let's wake them up. Few breaths. And bring that hand to the outside of the leg. Tuck the back toes, lift the knee, step it forward. Fall forward. Inhaling all the way to the top. Exhaling, hands down. One more, exactly like this. Inhale, palms together. Exhale. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, fall forward. Left leg to step back. Right knee, left knee to the floor. Lengthen the spine. Hand on the inside. Right hand on the inside of that right leg. And squeeze that knee into that shoulder. I'm going to be saying that word a lot today. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Feel that resistance. Feel that in the thigh. Fire up. And relax it. Take the hand to the outside. Step back to your plank. And shift forward. You can take knees down if you want to, or we keep knees up and we lower down into our plank. Elbows squeezing in. Feel the rib cage brush the inside of the arms. Let the rib cage balance in the arms all the way down. Cobra. Downward dog. Left leg to step forward. Bring that left arm inside and squeeze that left knee into your shoulder. Belly as well, zip up, pelvic floor, belly pulling in, bringing that knee into the shoulder. We need some core strength for our balances to keep us stable. Take that hand to the outside, tuck the back toes, step forward. Inhaling all the way to the top. Exhaling, hands down. How did we find that? The arms firing up a little bit. So when we come down in our chaturanga, we want this elbow in a right angle. So when we're squeezing in, we don't want the shoulders to drop lower than the elbows, right? Imagine I'm on the floor now in a plank position. We don't want those shoulders to drop forward. It's going to put a lot of pressure on your shoulders. So it doesn't matter if your angle is higher, is wider. So it doesn't matter if you're here, or here, or here, but not to come down shoulders below elbows, because it's going to put a lot of pressure on the elbows and the shoulders. Okay, so before we balance on the hands, we need to be able to balance on the feet. So we're going to take a really simple So finding your Tadasana again, your mountain pose. Nice and stable, feel that grounding underneath the feet, feel the connection. Move forward a bit. Shift the weight onto your left foot and raise your right knee up in front of you. So we're lifting up from the hip joint, knee in line with the hip, just let that lower leg dangle there. But don't let that right hip lift up, so hips are level, pelvic floor's lifting, belly is in, upper abdominals are active. Balancing on that foot, so if you're near a wall, you might want to take a finger on the wall to give you some support, a chair, a table. Then we need to feel that counterbalance that comes in when we do our crow, that little counterbalance. So we need to be aware of what's going on in the core, and we need to find that tipping point. So hands are down by the side, and we're going to take this right foot out to the back, hip height. At the same time, we're going to lower our chest into an aeroplane posture. So we are going to start to travel that right foot back, toes point down to the floor, chest comes forward. You probably lose my head off screen now, but that's okay, you don't need to see my head. Push away with that heel, little toe. 2 breaths here. Feel that counterbalance. Are you going to fall on your nose as you're at midpoint? Use your core to find that. And then inhale all the way back and foot to the floor. Do you remember to breathe? It's really important. So bring the weight into your right foot. Feel the strength up those legs, pelvic floor up, belly in. And lifting that left knee up off the floor. You'll find your balance feels different this side. You always find that one side is a little bit more accessible than the other side. It's just the way we are. I don't balance so good on my right leg. So find your drishti, your focal point. If you start to look around the room, you will fall on your nose. So finding that focal point, keep the eyes there. And we start to bring the body forward and push that foot back behind. So once you get to a certain point, you start to straighten that leg out, push into the heels. If you're pushed into a wall behind you, little toe down towards the floor, arms reaching back behind you, aeroplane. I'm going to take that left little toe towards the floor so we don't lift that left hip high. I want the hips nice and level. Feel that counterbalance. Feel your core trying to keep everything in line and stable. Next inhale, come up, foot to the floor. Ah, did we make it? Okay. Inhale, out and up. Exhale to the floor, bend those knees, hands down to the floor. Inhale, halfway up, lengthen that spine. Exhale all the way over, nose to toes. And then start to walk those feet back into a plank. And then into your downward dog. So bend the knees, push the bum up towards the sky. Knees are bent here, belly and ribs towards the thighs. And then we start to straighten those legs out, dropping the heels. But please don't sacrifice the height of your hips just to get your heels on the floor. Your heels may not reach the floor. Quite possibly they won't. Mine are just about touching now. I'm going to draw the belly in, the rib cage in. And then step your feet wider, almost as wide as your mat. And start to walk the hands back towards the feet. I'm going to step my feet further forward so I don't go off screen. So we're in a forward fold, feet a bit wider than usual. Turn those toes out a little bit and bend the knees and bring the bum down between the heels and fix your clothing. So your heels might not reach the floor. If you've got a rolled up mat or a rolled up blanket or a towel, you can bring them underneath the heels to give you some support here. Or even the back of your mat, you can roll that up, 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 up. Rest your heels on the mat there. Okay, whichever feels good. Okay, Jane, we know what to do. So anyone whose knees doesn't like this posture, you're going to bring your bum down on the floor. Now, if you can stay here, please stay here, just while I give the alternative. So if it's not good for the knees, you're going to come into Baddha Konasana, soles the feet together. But here I want to bring some resistance into the thighs. So we're going to try and lift the knees up, but at the same time, push those elbows down into the thighs. Feel that resistance. I don't want this to be all opening in the hips. I want you to feel, again, these adductor muscles on the inside of the thighs working. So those of us that are here, hands together in prayer, elbows on the inside of the knees, and as you bring your thumb towards your breastbone, towards your heart, you're going to press those knees open with the elbows. So here we're going to resist. Try and squeeze your knees in towards your elbows and resist. And resist, and resist some more. Feel those inner thighs working. Few breaths. So getting some opening in the hips. We're also working those adductors. And release. And everybody bringing their bum down to the floor, legs in front. We're going to hug those knees in, and we're going to start to roll forwards or backwards and forwards. Can't roll forwards here, can we? Backwards and forwards. But when we come back, don't let your head hit the floor, and when we roll back up, don't let your feet hit the floor. So you're going to need to use your core to stop. It's like your core is going to be a brake on your movement. So you're going to squeeze in, and roll, head stays up and come up, feet stay off the floor. Roll it down, head stays up, but let your shoulders come onto the floor, feet stay up. Rolling, 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 so you need to make a tight little ball. Draw your chest into your thighs as you come up. Your belly, your abdominal muscles are keeping your feet up there. Just find that centre. And then coming down onto the floor. Okay, so we're on our back. We are going to do reclined crow, okay? So to get the feel of it. So we're on our back. I'm going to bring the knees in towards the chest. And then open up the knees so they're out towards the armpits. Okay, so we don't want the knees together. Knees are out towards the armpits, so there's a little space. I'm going to bring those hands up. And then we're going to bring our head and chest up off the floor. So we're trying to bring the shoulders to the insides of the knees there. Now flex your wrists so the palms of your hand are facing up towards the ceiling. And squeeze your belly. Lift your head, chest, shoulders off the floor, and then squeeze your knees into your arms. Squeeze. What your crow is going to feel. Abdominal muscles working. Well, I think it's a bit harder upside down. Relax. Hug those knees in. To side. Okay, we're going to do that again, just for those of you that are like, what is she doing? So, our feet are up. Knees are open towards the armpits. Bring those big toes towards each other. So knees are wide, big toes together. Arms inside those knees. Flex the hands. So the palms of the hands are facing up towards the sky. Inhale, and as you exhale, lift it's like doing a sit-up, lift your head, your shoulders, your chest above the floor so that your upper arms are inside your knees, and squeeze those knees into the upper arms. At the same time, squeeze your upper arms into your knees. Feel that? All those muscles working. The adductors inside of the thighs, the core is working, the shoulders are working. Breathe, relax, hug in. And have a little rock up and down. So up we go, down we go, up we go, down we go, and all the way up. And for those of you that are going to give this a go with me, go on, just give it a little go. We're going to come into our squat, back into that Malasana pose. So if you're up on your toes, if you can't get your heels to the floor, that's okay, because we're going to be coming up onto our toes anyway. So we start off in Malasana, wherever you are with the feet, hands together, feel that resistance in the thighs. Whether you're on your toes or heels on the floor, doesn't matter. Bring your chest down, so you're trying to bring your shoulders to the inside of the knees. So we start to round in the spine, yeah? And then the hands are in front, so you don't want them really close to the feet with those elbows sticking out, and take them in front a bit. Fingers spread, remember hand placement, fingers spread, the whole of the circumference of the palm on the floor. Middle finger pointing forward. Now I'm going to just draw that little finger in a little bit. So in your balance here, your fingertips are really important. So you know, like the little geckos they have, little lizards, they have their suckers on there. Imagine you've got little suckers on your fingertips. That's important. So the rim of your palm and a sucker on each fingertip is going to help you with your balance, your stability. Everybody start to bring their weight forward. Lift your heels if they're on the floor. Come up onto the toes. So really push into the toes. Lift high. I'm not going to be able to look around now because otherwise I'll fall on my nose. So just start to take the weight into your hands. So toes down the floor, just lean forward, let the shins come into the back of the arms. See this arm action? You want elbows not facing out to the sides, coming in towards each other, your elbows parallel. Feel the weight of your legs coming onto your arms. This might be where you're going to stay. You might just practice here, letting the weight come forward, feeling that counterbalance. If you feel you can go a little bit further, we're going to lift the bum higher. Yeah? And then we start to move forward. Then you feel the weight onto those arms. Squeeze those knees into your arms. Maybe one foot comes off the floor. We take it down, the other foot can have a little dance. One foot, the other foot, one foot, the other foot. Maybe at some point, both feet can come off the floor. Find your counterbalance. Squeeze those legs into the arms. Breathe. Come back down. Oh, should we do it again? Who got there? Right, I'll give you a tip. Some of you are frightened because you think you're going to fall on your nose, and that is highly likely, right? Especially when we haven't done this before. So if you've got that fear, it holds us back from so many things, fear. Place a few cushions on the floor, just where your face might land. Okay, you've not got far to go, it's only here. It's not that far, but if you're in Spain and you're on tiles, it can still be painful. So place a few pillows just to get over that fear. So what if you fall on your face? Doesn't matter. Okay, let's just have one more little go. Remember, if you're not on your hands right now, go back into your reclined crow. Feel like those abdominals working. Lay on the floor and do this exact position on your back. You'll feel all those muscles work. So if we're here, shoulders inside the knees, okay, as low as we can. Heels are off the floor, lift the bum. So just feel this here. So your arms are acting like a little ledge to rest your feet, your knees on, your legs on. Your arms are acting like a little ledge there. Might just work one foot off the floor. This might be a breakthrough for you. You may never have gotten to this position before. This is amazing. Maybe you can lift both feet off the floor. I forgot your tip. Don't look at the floor, look forward. If you look down between your hands, you're going to fall on your face. So look towards the end of your mat. Okay, your gaze, that counterbalance. Remember, wherever your eyes go, your body wants to follow. So if you look down to your hands, that's where you're going to end up. Look forward. And bring those feet back to the floor. Release the hands. Come onto the knees. Okay, let's just stretch out those wrists. So, I'm going to place the back of the hands on the floor. Fingers pointing towards the back of the mat. Stretching out the back of the wrists. Few breaths. Okay. Let me know your progress. So drop in the comments after this. How far did you get? Did you get further than you've been before? Have you tried something new today? So a lot of you might have tried this in class with me, and then you might have found not been able to do it, and then you might have found that at home you've been able to do it because no one's watching, you're not bothered, you're just having fun. Okay, just start to rock a little bit forwards and backwards. Not too much, just notice how it feels on the wrists. And then coming up, just interlock the fingers and make a little wrist action. Let them move around, start make circles, release the hands, make some circles. Well, that got the blood rate up, didn't it? The heart rate. Can't think of my words today. I'm having a wordless day. Maybe I should just be quiet today. Not think of words to use. Okay. If you had a go at that, if you've never done that before and you had a go, well done. You've done amazing just to have a go. Let's come back down onto the floor. Going to come down onto the back, going to come into our bridge pose just to open up the front of the body. Okay, so knees are bent, feet are quite close to the bum, hands down by the hips. Going to push into the feet, into the shoulder heads, lift the bum. Okay, push into the feet, so you're pushing your feet down into the mat and as if you're trying to slide them forward. That's going to activate those legs, going to lift those legs up. So don't let your back do the work. Do the work and then you might want a little wiggle side to side. Bring those shoulders closer together and we lift a little bit higher. I'm not sure if it has disappeared off the camera there, but you don't need to see my head. So going to hold it here. Watch those knees. So that same action in your inner thighs that we've been doing all along. You want to squeeze those inner thighs towards each other, not let those knees drop open. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. And then release. Release, 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 down to the floor. Take knees, squeeze them in. Little roll up and down. Up and down. And all the way up. Soles of the feet together. So we've done a lot of work activating these muscles. We're just going to stretch them out. Soles of the feet together. Got hold of the lower legs or the ankles. Or my personal preference, taking hold underneath the toes. I like to hold here and really draw my body through my arms. Heart is high. Nice and open across the chest. And start to bend your elbows and bring your chest forward. So you might want to use your elbows to press on the inside of the thighs to open those thighs up a little bit wider. We've done great today. We've got through, I wasn't sure that we would get through all of this today, but well done. You've been feeling it in the shoulders and the upper arms. They'll have worked hard. If you've been doing that resistance properly, you've been squeezing properly, you might be feeling it in the inner thighs. Coming all the way up. I'm going to take a wide leg stretch. So taking those feet out to the sides. So remember, your wide leg might look like this. You might be able to do the splits. Remember, if you're rolling in, if your belly is stuck in, sit yourself up on a cushion, lift the heart, lift the chest. I can't read what, I'm too far away to see what Claire said. I'll catch that in a minute. So lengthen, 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 lengthen. Toes are up to the sky, knees are up to the sky. Shoulder blades are down. Don't lose the front of your body. It's like you're trying to press your spine towards the front of your body. You know, when we do sit-ups, we're saying bring the belly button towards the spine. Now we're trying to press the spine forward towards the sternum. Oh, lost you for a minute, lost you. Something about someone trying to sign in from another device. Sorry, are you still here? Hope you're still here. Hope I'm here. So stretching the inner thighs. If anyone's just watching, yeah, okay, little message come up. Okay, great, thank you. A few breaths. I think Mum was probably trying to, because I'm using Mum's phone, and she was probably trying to watch this on another device. And it's saying, no, you're already logged in. Feel that nice stretch? Oh, the inner thighs have worked hard. So there's no need to take this any further. If you're really open here, you can start to come forward. But when you come forward, you're aiming to get your belly to the floor before your face. Yes, a lot of people come forward and you get this roundness and you're trying to get your head to the floor. Come forward, feel as if it's your belly pushing forward, your rib cage, your chest. Then you're going to get that really full stretch in the inside of the thighs. Okay, walk those hands back if we've moved forward. Take hold on the inside of the knees, bend those knees, take hold inside, lean back a little bit and groan as the legs come together. So left leg out, right foot in, knee is bent. Around that right knee, right shin, lengthen the spine. Remember, we always want to move the spine when it's longer than the wrist with a hunched up spine. To the right towards that thigh, the belly, rib cage, chest, shoulders. This right hand can be at the back to give you some support, but don't lean into it. Keep that spine long and straight. If it feels okay on the neck, you can look over that right shoulder. A few breaths. Every inhale lengthens the spine, every exhale twists a little bit deeper. And release the head, shoulders, rib cage, all the way around. Take the front. And bending the left knee in. Wrapping the arm around that knee, left hand behind. Lengthen the spine, long and smooth. And twisting from the waist, ribs, shoulders, and the neck. Few breaths. Remember, inhale lengthens, exhale, we can twist a little bit deeper into our posture. Don't forget your right leg. Just because you're not looking at it doesn't mean to say it's not involved in your posture. Right leg's active, toes are up. And release the head, shoulders, chest, ribs. And relax. Take your Shavasana, your relaxation, if you want to. Okay, always recommended to do that. I think we've been about 40 minutes today in class, so well done. It was tough today, and I hope you really felt it in your chaturanga arms. That's what these are called. To Cobra. I hope you really activated these muscles. I hope you felt that connection. Let me know, drop in the comments how you got on today. Did anyone manage to get into their crow? And what did you think about recline crow on the back? And that's super hard, isn't it? So just take a couple of breaths, hands together. Please take your Shavasana, your relaxation, if you need to. But if you're going to finish class with me now, inhaling out and up. Exhaling, hands to heart. Inhaling out and up, big breath. Exhaling. One more time. To the heart. Remember your gratitudes first and foremost to yourself for being an amazing superhuman being, to your yoga practice, for helping you find space in your body and space in your mind, and to someone or something that you feel grateful for today. Stay happy, stay healthy. Until tomorrow. Namaste. Thank you.